Hello, how are you doing? I think everybody's hearing to me. Thank you very much for attending this session today about human-centric light. I'm going to talk today about human-centric light, the benefits of lighting control with KNX and DALI, Tunable White, DALI drivers, and much more. Okay, so okay, I think we are getting more people here. That's good. Okay, that's amazing. Thank you very much for joining. So we are gonna wait just a few minutes to see that everybody is here. Okay, and we start right away. Okay, so I'm gonna write something in the chat. So do you hear me? Do you see me? All right. So yeah, we have many people here. Okay, I can see many people are joining. Okay. Wonderful. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fantastic. So, so yeah, I see many people from many places. Thank you very much for attending. I see many well-known people here. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I was saying today I'm gonna talk about lighting control. Okay, lighting control with KNX, with DALI, tunable white, human-centric light, and so on. That's great. That's great. So okay, okay. So first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. Okay, I understand many people know me, but many people don't know me yet. So my name is Jose Morcillo. I'm CEO and founder of Woven Technologies, KNX Supply, and Domonetio, and I'm working in the USA. I'm based here in Miami, and we have a company here, and we are doing great. We are trying to expand KNX in North America, and we are promoting open extended technologies like KNX together with DALI for lighting control, also integrating HVAC and so on. Okay, so I'm very happy to be here today showing you the benefit of the human-centric light, how to make lighting control, how to integrate this into KNX from a very practical point of view. Okay, I'm not trying to convince you here from the biological point of view. That's not the webinar. This is gonna be a technical webinar, how to make it happen, what devices we need, and how it works. Okay, good. All right. So with that said, yeah, I can see many well-known people here. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending. I see many people from all over the world, not just from the USA, but from other parts. So I'm very happy to see that. Okay, thank you very much. All right, sounds good. Okay, let me put here this screen so I can see you as well. Okay, that's great. Okay, so how many people know KNX? This is the first question I always ask. How many people know KNX? How many of you know DALI? How many have been working with Tunable White? How many people have been working with DT8 DALI drivers? So not many people, right? You know it. You may know it. You may know what it's KNX. You may know what it's DALI as well. But it's today's webinar is about how to make the most of lighting control. Okay, so this is not just to dim lights. I always say the same. If you are gonna use KNX or DALI just to control light or to switch on and off lights, don't use KNX. KNX is not for you. Okay, so today's webinar is to how to go one step further, how to get the most of the KNX system, how to go beyond the scope. Okay, how to make this wow effect in the customer. This is very important. That's why we are here for. So today I'm introducing KNX together with DALI and together with Human Centric Light. This is Tunable White control. And for today's webinar, I'm going to use some devices, and I'm going to tell you right now. But feel free to use any device that you want, because this is, again, I'm showing you KNX and DALI, so you can use any KNX, any DALI gateway, any KNX drivers, anything you like. Okay, so for today's webinar, I'm using the DALI KNX Siemens gateway. It's from Siemens. It's available in the United States. It's also worldwide. It's UL listed. Okay, so we can use it pretty well in the US and comply with the local regulations. And it's from Siemens. It's great. It's working fantastic. It's reliable. It's very powerful. You will see. And actually, it's many years in the market. To be honest with you, this gateway is not something new. It's been for a while in the market, but it's very powerful. I mean, you will see in the parameters. You will see how to parameterize. You will see everything it has. It's very powerful. I'm going to use also one home to show you something, how we monitor that this is working, and how we monitor, because we can connect remotely to the KNX installation, real KNX installation, and yeah, the idea is to monitor that this is working, that what we are doing is working well, and it's according to the customer expectations. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to talk about what is human-centric light. Okay, so many of you have heard maybe about human-centric light, but I want to make a brief introduction about this. You may find a lot of information in Google, in social media, also here in LinkedIn as well, about human-centric light. Okay, so human-centric light is fundamentally transforming lighting design in buildings. So the idea is that the lighting follows the natural daylight patterns and strengthens human biorhythm. Okay, and the result is enhanced well-being and higher performance without even you noticing. Okay, that's the idea of human-centric lighting. So you can see and you can read a lot of articles around this functionality, which is beautiful, by the way, and all the benefits. Okay, so again, as I was saying before, I will not go into that, right? But you can see some of the principles of the human-centric light. So biological effectiveness, emotional well-being. Okay, this is important to know. Visual quality and dynamic adaptation, right? It's to the natural light, outdoor light. So it's very important that when we plan human-centric light, we take all this into account. Either we are working in residential buildings or commercial buildings. This also works for residential, for commercial, and so on. So I've been using human-centric light and Tunable White, KNX and DALI since, I would say, 2 years ago. Okay, so every project that I make goes Tunable White, yes or yes. Sometimes it's very difficult to find Tunable White fixtures, but if you have the chance in your country, in wherever you are, here in the US, we can find it. Go for Tunable White. Even if I always say, you don't even need to ask the customer. Just offer the functionality. Why? Because the light may The light is gonna change between warm and cold according to the day, the time of the day, and this is simply beautiful, believe me. Not just about comfort, but also about all these functions that the body gets. So there is a lot of scientific foundations behind this. Again, you can read a lot about it. So the idea is to plan this color control according to the time of the day, as I was saying before. Okay, so for instance, in the morning we're gonna use bright bluish light. Okay, so the body functions are these: cortisol rises, melatonin falls, and body temperature rises. Right, this is proof. This is not something that I'm just saying out loud, right? But this is something proved. At noon we go very bright, so white light, cold white, very light. Okay, highest alertness, maximum body temperature. So afternoon we start decreasing into warm light. Okay, slow decline in performance curve, and in the evening dimmed warm reddish light. Okay, almost yellow, and beginning of melatonin production. Okay, this is good for improved sleeping and so on. And during the night from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. darkness or very weak light. Okay, so we can modify. We are in warm mode here, so we can adjust the dimming level. Okay, no need to be full brightness to 100%, but we can set to 10%, 5%, or 10%, depending on the installation, where the installation is. All right, so you can see here all the psychological effects, right? And yeah, I mean, this is proof. This really, it's amazing. It really works. Okay. So we are gonna range this light. We are gonna control this light between warm white and daylight white light. Okay, so we have a range, an spectrum here that we can control the light, the color of the light. Okay, I'm talking about the color. I'm not talking about the intensity. Okay, the brightness 0 to 100%. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the color. So we are gonna control our fixtures between these parameters. Okay, this Kelvin, depending on the time of the day. All right, good. So yeah, you can see here again the lumens, also recommended lumens and so on, that we can actually do it in KNX and DALI. Beautiful. Okay, so I just wanted also to show you this. You can find a lot of pictures on internet and Google about how it looks like. All right, so in the morning we can see this white color, blue. Okay, that enhance the alertness, so we are more awake, more ready for the day. And as long as we go into the evening, it goes into a warm white yellow. Okay, it follows the pattern of the sun. It goes into yellow, almost yellow. I have to say at this point that many people don't like white and many people don't like warm. I agree with that. So for instance, in residential, this is very important, and actually interior designers really take care of this, right? So this is totally independent from this, because we can parameterize very precisely the color control, and the Kelvin may go from, for instance, you don't need to go to 6,000 Kelvin. You can stay between 4,000 and 2,800, which is almost warm, you know. So that's the idea. So for instance, in residential, when we talk about kitchens, for instance, or we talk about bedrooms and so on, we always say, right? So during the day, in the living areas, we are going to have cold or 3,000 Kelvin, and in the bedrooms always go for warm white, right? But with tunable white, we can adjust this. We don't need to set, we don't need to, or we don't need to buy the bulbs or the LEDs at a certain color temperature, but we can adjust this. Okay, that's the beauty of this. So as I was saying before, yeah, you can find a lot of recommendations for how to change the color of the fixtures, how to change the color of the LEDs according to the time of the day, on internet and so on. So I'm gonna work here with some examples that you will see, and I will show you how to make it work in KNX together with DALI. Okay. All right, so let's have a look here. So this is ETS. Okay, this is a real project that that we've been working with. It's real. So we are gonna use here a KNX DALI gateway. This is, I will show you which is the reference, the part number. This is actually the part number. Okay, it's from Siemens. It's available in the market, worldwide available, and you can use it for your tunable white products if you want. Okay. So at this point, I'd like to say that if someone has any question or like to know more about something, please feel free to post it in the chat. Okay, anytime. I'm reading the chat, and together with my team as well, they are taking care of the chat as well. So please feel free to ask any questions you want. All right. So this is, as I was saying, this is the DALI gateway. Okay, from Siemens. This one has one output or one DALI line, but we have two DALI lines, 1 and 2 DALI lines. One DALI gateway can control up to 64 drivers. Okay, so one driver, one ECG electronic control gear can control, depends on the driver, can control up to 4 LED strips or LED tunable white strips or fixtures or what IDs. Okay, so I can have up to 4 addresses, and this is nice. This is wonderful in terms of pricing, because we don't need to buy one ECG or one driver per fixture, but we can group into 4, for instance. So one and control them independently, of course. So we will see in ETS, in DALI, in the gateway, we can see when we discover it, we see that it has 2 addresses. Okay, so even if it's one device, we can read 2 addresses, so it counts as 2. So we have 64, so we use 2 for this. Okay, so one driver, 2 LEDs or 2 fixtures, or up to 4. I've seen 4 also. So I'm using, as I was saying, I'm using here Siemens DALI gateway. Again, it's available in the market. It's also available at knxsupply.com. And I'm also using Eldo LED drivers here, but you can use also, I'm also using LTech drivers that you can find it also at KNX Supply. LTech drivers, they work perfectly and they are programmable, so I can parameterize them with a tool. I have the tool here, Anthony. So with this tool, this is a tool, let me show you. I can parameterize, I can configure the driver. Okay, it's very powerful. It's so for some dynamic drivers that I can set the current or whatever, I have this tool. This is NFC, so I can with NFC I put this in contact with the driver and I can program it. It's beautiful, it's fantastic. Okay, all right, so that means it minimizes the stock, so I don't need to keep a lot of stock. One driver per current, 500 milliamperes or 750 constant current, but I can just choose one and then I configure all the rest. Good. Okay, so we have the DALI gateway and we have the drivers. Okay, can be any brand, and this is the beauty of KNX and DALI as well. This is open standard, so you can use any brand, right? And we are ready to go. So how to parameterize, I'm going to open this, how to change the parameters, how to play with this, how to make it work. Okay, so it might be very small, but I think you can read it well, right? Okay, so DALI gateway, KNX, for those that don't know, it's very powerful. It's extreme. I always say, I'm sorry, I always say the same. It's extremely complicated. It may be for some people extremely complicated. This is not drag and drop. This is not click clack. Okay, ETS 6 is extremely powerful, but it's not intuitive in terms of drag and drop, like boom, it works, right? But on the other hand, it's very powerful. So here we have a huge amount of parameters that we can change, that we can tweak, we can, I mean, I will not go into this because it's crazy, but the beauty, why I like DALI together with KNX, first of all, because I comply with local regulations in the United States, the country where we are. I can see the feedback, the status of every single driver, every single light. So I know if the light is wrong, I know the lifetime, I know everything about that light. This is powerful, okay? That's why I love DALI together with KNX. So we have all these parameters for every single ECG. I will not go into that. We have a status window where we can see the status of all the drivers here, okay, which is great. And let's go here. If we see here, we can set the groups. So why we set groups? We set groups to group several ECGs. So if we have more than one ECG, electronic control gear or driver in an installation, we can group them. We can join them together into one group. So for instance, let's have a look here. Let's see. This one only has one. Yeah, well, this one, so they only have one here, but we might have more. Okay, so in one group may have, oh, take a look at this. This chandelier sitting room, it has A, B, C, D. Okay, so all these ECG drivers, they belong to the same group, so they are parameterized under the same group. What I do is to control the group. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so let's have a look here at this one, at this group. Okay, let's go to the group. So okay, first of all, I have to say, when I do the commissioning, what I need to do is I go to ECG channel and I make a search here. So that's the beautiful that's the beauty of DALI as well. I discover, this is like BACnet, you discover devices, right? So you discover things, you ECG search here, and you discover and you see all the devices here, all the DALI drivers ECGs here, okay, which is nice. All right, so do you have any questions so far? I'm sorry. Do you have any questions about this? I'm showing you the parameters of the DALI gateway. Okay, I understand this is technical, so I'm showing you this, and I'm showing you how to search, how to discover DALI drivers here. So once I discover them, I assign them to here to the left side, and then I can put them into a group. Okay, 1, 2, 3 group, whatever I want. I can read here the device type, so DT6, DT8. DT8 is Tunable White. Okay, so I can read here that I have DT6 and 8 drivers. All right, so once we have them here in the group, what I'm gonna do is to parameterize the group. Okay, so let's go to the group here. So I can set the dimming behavior, so the minimum dimming value, how low I want the dimming to go. So I can set to 1%, okay? So in this case is 1%, it can be 0%, so it will go through 0.1, okay? If you want 0.1, the way to do it is to go to 0. All right, so I need to activate the color temperature for the group, and I can set the maximum value as well, and I can set time here. I can set some dimming time, like fading, okay, from 0 to 100. I want it to take 3 seconds, so it smoothly go up and down, which is beautiful. Only for this it's worth to have DALI, to be honest. Okay, so I have here several parameters, like in case of failure KNX or DALI voltage, what do you want me to do? So if we are in commercial buildings, for instance, I highly recommend to switch on value. Okay, this is residential project, so it's not necessary. So if something goes wrong, I don't recommend it to switch on the light. Okay, but in commercial projects, I highly recommend. So actually, it's mandatory in some spaces, some areas, something. It's mandatory. We've been working in some airports, hospitals, and so on. So it's mandatory. It's part of the regulations. If the control fails, switch to 100%. Okay, so In this case, yes, I can modify this. When the DALI voltage returns, go to the previous value. All right. I also have the burn in function. This is amazing. I will not, today's not the day, but if you want, I can make a webinar about the burn in and all these features in the DALI section. Okay, so switch on off possible with dimming brighter. So if you press the button in KNX, why I like KNX together with DALI? Do you know why? So I've been always saying that yes, KNX and DALI, DALI KNX, blah blah blah. So why we don't make only KNX, or why we don't make only DALI? Why we always talk together to match? Why we want to match them together? So I'm gonna explain you the reason for this. The main reason is because we cannot find in DALI, only DALI, we cannot find some devices that we can find in KNX. So for instance, in KNX we have a huge range of keypads, occupancy sensors, I mean many field devices, right? Temperature sensors that we can take them as part of the KNX DALI solution, right? In DALI, the range of products available in the market, I'm talking about the range of products, okay? Different finishings, stainless steel, right? We don't have so many keypads in DALI. So we have DALI keypads, of course. We have binary inputs as well. We have occupancy sensors as well. So generally speaking, we don't find a huge amount of DALI sensors. That's the main reason why we can take the most of our lighting control system when we match together with KNX. Okay, that's the main reason. Okay, so with that said, that's why we go into KNX when we want to control some fixtures and we want to add some keypads, for instance. But I have to say that if you want to keep only DALI with some screen and some occupancy sensors, you might not need to go for KNX. Okay, you can keep everything in DALI. Okay, but that's not the goal of this webinar. Okay, so let me go here. Dimming time, fadings, and so on. So you can play here and you can see everything is possible. Okay. Okay, if we go to the color temperature here, we can set the minimum and maximum for the color temperature. Sorry. So the maximum color can go to 6,500. Okay, who is setting this value? So the driver is setting this value. Okay, so in this case, the driver, the fixture, the lighting that we are controlling. So if the driver goes up to 6,500, I don't recommend you to go further because the curve will not be the same. So even if you set the parameter if you set the value to 7,000, it will not go beyond 6,500. Okay, so I recommend you to match the driver specs. So in this case, we go from 2710, so 2710 Kelvin to 6,500 Kelvin. Okay, so we are gonna range our HCL tunable white lighting system between this range. Okay, so dimming for the color temperature. So when you set 3,000 and then you set 4,000, how fast do you want to go to that value? Okay, so my recommendation for testing purposes, you can set to 5, 3, 1 second, but real life, I even recommend to go for 1 minute, 5 minutes, right? Because you want to make transitions. You want to make it smooth, right? That makes sense? So in DALI, when you set the value, it goes straight to the point. So it sets the value in the driver to 3,000. If you, after 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, 1 hour or 2 hours, you set it to 4,000, it goes straight right away to 5,000. So you can see the color changing, boom. You can see the jump, the step. So my recommendation is don't do that. Make it smooth. How to make it smooth? Easy. What you need to do is to set this dimming color temperature and the dimming time for color temperature. In this case, color temperature change from even 30 minutes. It's great, or 10 minutes. Okay, so you can see at least. So that's my recommendation, to make it smooth, the transition. Okay, so power on mode, last received color temperature value. Let me tell you something about this. So this is very important. This parameter is very important. So your job as a system integrator, as a engineer, is you set the value of the drivers. Remember, the drivers, they have power 24/7, okay? So, and of course DALI signal as well. So you set the value even if the light is off. This is important. Even if the light is off, you set the value according to the time of the day. So you said now hey, you are gonna be 3000. It's 1 p.m. 3000 Kelvin. Now it's 5 p.m. You change to 2000 Kelvin, 2500 Kelvin. Okay, so you set this value. You are gonna send this value to the bus. We will see how. Independently, whether the light or the fixture is on or off. You don't care about that, okay? So when the customer goes to the room and switch on the light will be at 2700 or it will be at 6500 depending on the time of the day. That's the beauty of the human-centric light. Do not expect to change this between 2 and 3 p.m. to warm and white. That's not the goal, okay? This is not RGB. This is not color control like again RGB colors, purple, pink. No, this is not this, okay? This is totally different idea. This is a totally different concept. You cannot mix RGB with human-centric light. It's totally different, okay? Yes, both are control, color control. That's correct. But one is white color control and the other one is color control itself, okay? RGB. So you set the value independently if this is the driver is the light is on or off. Once the light goes, the fixtures goes on, it will get that value and it will switch on the fixture at that temperature level, color temperature level, okay? This is important. So you can change this to this or color temperature value during switch off. When you switch it off, so last time at 10 p.m. you switch it off at 2700. When you switch on again in the morning, it will go to the value from last night. No, you don't want that. You want you to get the last received value, not the value that it was when I switched off, okay? Again, this is important. Okay, so I can see some questions here in the chat. Jose, for the human-centric lighting, do you usually need a special lighting equipment or can HCL be achieved with standard luminaires and smart systems like KNX and DALI? So it can be achieved with KNX and DALI. I'm using just a regular KNX DALI gateway and DT8 drivers. Okay, so DT8 drivers. So let me tell you something. Maybe I don't know if you know this, but what is tunable white fixture? What is that? A tunable white fixture or light or LED or whatever is a light. It's just a light with two LEDs. Two LEDs. One yellow. When I say yellow, I say 2700 Kelvin, almost yellow. And the other one is cold white. So it's 6000, 6000, 7000. Okay, it's super bright, super white. So what you do with the HCL control with tunable white is, okay, if I want 2700, I switch on this one only, the yellow one. So my eyes will only see yellow. If I want 6000, I only switch on this one. And if I want something in the middle, I switch them off to 50%. That's what we do. There is nothing special, no special technology, no nothing. This is the same as RGB, exactly the same as RGB. If you want pink, you switch on red and a little bit of white, right? That's what you do. So exactly the same. If you want yellow, so some of the two colors, the same, right? So with tunable white, that's what we do actually. So yes, you need a tunable white LED strip or LED chip, okay, that has two colors inside, and you need two wires and the common to control that LED or that LED strip or that small chip, okay? So two cables, one for yellow and one for white, and the other one is the common for both of them, okay? And the driver, so the driver also has two inputs. So once this is set, you don't need a special equipment. You just need the light to be tunable white. That's the only special lighting equipment you need. I mean, is the light, if the, when they sell you the light, okay, this chandelier, this wall sconces, or this recessed lights or whatever, downlights, these are tunable white. What is that? They have an LED yellow inside, LED white inside, and they have already a driver inside. Okay, so this is a tunable white fixture DALI ready. What is that? Just as this, just this, nothing else. Okay. Okay, so it's not possible to control RGB and HCL in the same light. You answer my question. Is it possible? If we have LED white and yellow for HCL, and we also have an LED RGB, you can control all the spectrum and all the colors you want. Actually, let me tell you something. We have LED strips. You have LED strips that are tunable white and RGB. So they have red LEDs, green, blue, yellow 2700, and 6500. They have these 5, and yes, I can control this into one driver. Okay, yes, we do. All right, so next question is DT8 drivers. Correct, that's what we said. That's the feature, that's the characteristic of these drivers. They are DT8 drivers, smart drivers, let's say this. Okay, nothing special. All right, so what else? Okay, behavior in case on return KNX or DALI voltage, boom, whatever you need here. Okay, so these are all the parameters I have for this. Again, this is the group. Okay, this group have this group here. The name is HCL family room. I set this name. Okay, this group has this driver. Okay, so this driver. So this is DT6 or 8. Emergency light, no. In this case, dimming behavior and color control, I cannot change here because I have to change it in the group. Okay, in the group, because this ECG belongs to a group, so I change it into I change it into the group. Okay, good. So that's all we need to do. So we add the driver, we discover the driver, we drag and drop into the group, and we set just a few parameters for the group. We just need to say, okay, this is color temperature for group. Okay, so activate color temperature for group. Okay, is it clear? Okay, finish, my friends. Finish. That's all. That is all. Let me close it. So family room, right? Group objects. Group objects. Let me tell you one tricky. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't. In the search, you just need to do family, and it will filter all the family group objects. Okay, great. So family. So what we can do with the group HCL family room, we can switch on the driver. If we switch on the driver, it will go on. Okay, depending on the parameters before, in the parameters it will go to the latest color, to the new one, or whatever. Okay, we can change that. So this group object is to switch on and off the light. Brighter, darker. You know this. Nothing special. This is pure KNX. This is KNX. Dimming value. Dimming value is okay, I want you to go to 50%. I want you to go to 70%. Okay, so you go right away to that value. Okay. Dimming value and time. So this is to set the value in a certain time. We use a 3-byte object. I will not go into this, okay? But we can set, it's not linked, but if you set the value here, you said, okay, I want at 7 p.m., I want this value, this dimming value. This is not color control. This is dimming value, okay? It's not the same. It's from 0 to 100%. Status, I check the status. I can see the status of this. I can also, let me see here. Okay, I can see here the status of the dimming value. So the light is 100%, the light is 50%. I can read this, and I can take a look at this. I can color temperature dimming, warmer, colder. So this object is to, you can press a button and it can go to colder or warmer. 2700, 6000. 2700, 6, okay, with one pressing. Got it? Okay, good. So what is this? Color temperature value. Okay, here's the point. With this group object, I'm setting the color temperature. So what I do here, it can be myself, it can be a button, it can be a scheduling, it can be whoever, however, and whatever. Okay, so someone or something, automatic or not, sends the color control value to this group object here. Okay, so the family room will go to 3000 Kelvin, for instance, at 5 p.m. Or the family room will go at 5000 Kelvin when I press this button. Click clack. Okay, I can also set to the customer a set of buttons like 2000, 3000, blah, 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 so he can change the value manually, or I can use this warmer, colder object. Okay, and I can read the value. Okay, so now you go to 3000 Kelvin and I can read that you are working at 3000 Kelvin. Okay, so control, status, feedback. Questions so far? Questions so far? Is HCL possible only with Siemens KNX DALI gateway, or I can use any? You can use any as long as the DALI gateway supports DT8. DT8, that's the point. If it supports, that's good. No problem at all. No problem at all. Okay, so it needs to support DT8. Okay, that's the point. All right. Okay, so where we are in KNX. This is ETS, this is the DALI gateway, and we can control the family room, the tunable white, with these parameters. Okay, with these group objects. Okay, good. So now here's the point. We want this to happen automatically. Okay, because again, this is not RGB. This is not a bar. Just we can change the colors. Okay, this is not a restaurant. We want that the color control to happen automatically in the building, in the house, in the office, whatever. We want this to happen automatically according to the sunrise, the sunset, or according to the time of the day. And here is the point, and here's the difference between one DALI gateway and another DALI gateway. Okay, so, and I will show you why. If we go to the parameters of the DALI gateway, we can see here scheduler. Okay, we can see here this, and we can see here channels, and we can see here timing. So take a look at this timing. This is inside the parameters of the DALI gateway, the Siemens one. Siemens. Okay, Siemens. But again, we have many gateways, many powerful that can also here import, export. You can even, some of them, they also allow you to export this into Excel and then import again. Beautiful. Okay, so what do we have here? So let's have a look at this. Let's start from the scratch, from the beginning. Okay, sunrise. Yes, sunrise. So at sunrise, when is sunrise? That's important. When is the sunrise? So this gateway has a location here. So I can set, okay, you are in New York, or you are in others, and then you choose the latitude, latitude. You can set where the DALI gateway is. So according to the location, the sunset and sunrise will be at 1 hour or a different hour. Okay, this is why I like this DALI gateway, and this is why this is powerful. Everything is inside the gateway. You don't need external device to set at certain time according to the sunrise, according to the sunset, any color value. The less devices you have involved in your system, the better. The less possibilities to fail, okay? I understand you agree with me. All right, so if I go to channels here, to timing, and I say, okay, at 2 a.m., no, sorry, 2 hours before sunrise, 2 hours before sunrise, I want you to set to channel 1, I want you to send value, we will see what is this later on, 2700 Kelvin, okay? At sunrise, because in winter time, sunrise is 7 a.m., summertime is 6 a.m. At sunrise, I want you to send 3000. And then I want you to send after 2 hours after sunrise, 4000. 3 hours after, boom, you see? 5 hours after sunrise, I want you to go to 6500, okay? And then we go down. So we stay up there, 6500, okay? Daylight, I want to be alert, I want to be, I'm working in the office, that's great, that's fine. I'm in the living room, I'm in the kitchen, whatever. And then at 5 hours, 3 hours before sunset, you start going down, 6000. You send the value. This is a scheduler. This is a logic module inside the DALI gateway that is going to send a value to channel 1. We will see what is it, okay? It's going to send a value to channel 1. 2 hours before sunset, I want you to go to 5000. 1 hour and a half, go to 5000, 4500. 1 hour, boom. 30 minutes, this is 30 minutes, okay? 30 minutes before sunset, 3000. And at sunset, go to 2710. So remember that there is a parameter here in the DALI gateway that it says, how long do you want me to take between one color setting and another color setting, okay? So my recommendation is to set that to maybe 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So you see, in this case, 30 minutes before the sunset, you have 15 minutes of fading. You will not see going between 2700 and 3000, okay? So you have that fading, that effect. It will not go into boom, 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 okay? Into steps. That's beautiful, okay? Okay, so this is for channel 1. For channel 2, another option, I want you to daily, at 1 a.m., I want you to send scene value 1, okay? I want you to send value 1. This is going to be a scene. I want you to, at sunrise, to send scene value 2, and I want you to send scene value 3. So what we can do is at this time, for instance, this is dimmer night, daily at 5 hours after sunset. 5 hours after sunset is what? 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So 5 hours after, scene 3. Scene 3 is turn the dimmer to 10%. It's 11 p.m. Everybody's sleeping in the house. I don't want you to switch off, but I want you to dim to 10%, 1%, so we can walk. You can walk around the house, and you can extend the life of the LED, right? So that's the idea of this. You don't need to keep the light on. So at sunrise, scene 2. So scene 2 is go back to 100%, okay? And daily at 1 a.m., this is off, completely off. So between 5 hours, 11 p.m. at 1 a.m., you can still walk in the house. But after 1 a.m., 0%. That makes sense. I'm sending here scene number 1, 2, 3, but I have a scenes here, 1, 2, 3, you see? So I can set different values for the different groups, okay? So 100%, 50%, and 15%, but you can switch it off as well, whatever you need, whatever you want, depending on your application. In offices, you switch off the lights at 11 p.m., for instance. So it depends on the application. So what is important and why I like this gateway and many others is because everything is happening in the gateway. You don't need external devices, external hardware to make this human-centric light control. This is why I like this, and you need to think about this when you plan your KNX and DALI project. Okay, so channel 1 and channel 2, remember? Okay, so let's see. If I go to group objects, I must be able to see here channel 1 and channel 2. So channel 1 color temperature control. This group object is going to send, according to the schedule that we just seen, it's going to send a value of color temperature to this group address 17130. This guy is going to send the value X according to the time of the day to this group address. Everybody inside that group address will read. So if you drag and drop all the, yes, I know they are in the same gateway, but you still need to link them externally. So everybody inside this group address will be reading that value and will add accordingly. And I will change the color to that temperature independently if the light is on or off. And this is happening automatically, and that's the beauty of the human-centric light with KNX and DALI. Okay, that's the way to do this when we do human-centric light. So we drag and drop this into this group address, and everybody here, so you can see all the family room, the library, the bar, dining area, living area, sitting area, all the lights in the house, they go and they change the color automatically depending on the time of the day. Second thing, I can lock it. So I leave this button to the customer. Hey, if you don't want the color changing, no problem. You can just lock it. You lock the automatic control, automatic tunable white control. That's what you are disabling. Okay, that's what you are locking. The driver, you can manually change it. Still, you can change it, of course. But if you don't want this automatically to happen, just lock it. So usually, if you in your touch panel in the house, in the commercial building, you can set the button here to switch on and off the automatic function. There you go. Okay. Same for the scenes. So at certain time, 1 p.m., 11 p.m., or whatever, sunrise, sunset, after 5 hours, whatever, I can switch. I can set the scene value to go to 50%, go to 10%, switch them off. Okay, automatically in the house. If you don't want this to happen, my friend, no problem at all. Just click here, lock it. Okay, this is another channel for switching, so I can switch on and off some lights at a certain time, outdoor lights, whatever. Okay, just on off. So this gateway has a scheduling inside that I can assign tunable white control, HCL, according to that schedule. And this is what you are looking for. You want to set the white and the warm value and the cold white value automatically. You don't want, you may want the customer to change it manually, of course, but you have to do it automatically. And you give the possibility to the customer to change, to lock it. Okay, that's when you do this, that's when you start making the most of your KNX and DALI projects. Okay, that's when we talk about it makes sense to go for a KNX and DALI gateway. It makes sense to go to a KNX installation and so on. Then it makes sense. Okay, and let me tell you something. To do this, we are not spending more money. We are not spending more hardware. We are not doing anything. The only thing we are doing is we are using a KNX DALI. You are going to use a KNX DALI gateway anyway to switch on and off lights. We are using DT8 or Tunable White and Tunable White fixtures. Yes, okay, fine. So the price, okay, the price instead of $100, okay, the fixer or the DALI driver or whatever is $20 more, $50 more. Okay, I understand that. Yes, it's more expensive. I understand. But we are not talking about duplicating anything. We are not talking about adding 100 devices more. No. So it's just to plan smart, think smart before making your project. Get in contact with interior designers, get in contact with the construction managers, with the facility managers, and all the people involved in the project, please. Lighting designers, everybody, get in contact before going into scene, okay? Because you can get the most of the project without even spending extra money, okay? All right, so with that said, we go to the last step that I wanted to show you. In this case is, we have here a graph, okay? So this is one home. This is remote control, okay? I can monitor what is happening in the house remotely. And I'm real time now connected. So I can open this and I can get the value for the last 24 hours. So I was monitoring channel 1, and this is what is happening in the last 24 hours. So what is this? What time is this? Let me go here. Okay, this is 7, you see, 7:10. This might be something related with sunrise. So you see it goes up, up, up. So this value, 6,000, 3,500, 4,000, this is set with the scheduling. With this value is sent to the bus from the DALI gateway according to the schedule that we set here. According to this, okay, 2 hours after sunrise, sunset. So this is what we can see. You see these steps? Again, this is the value set. If you set the parameter to, this is not the feedback, this is the control, okay? So if you set the parameter to go between one color and another color in 15 minutes, you will not see this step in real time. You will see a ramp, okay? You will see a ramp, which is the way to be. This is just for you to see that it's working. The automatic tunable white control is working, and this is how it's working, okay? So for instance, at 1 p.m. is 6,500, and it starts going down after 2 p.m. 3 p.m. 4,500. We are now almost 4 p.m. This is 3,425, and this is, yeah, we are at 2. This is warm white. We are at almost 5 p.m. We are at warm white already. We keep that all the night long, all the night until the next morning at 7 a.m. we start changing this. Okay? Make sense? Yep. All right. So questions for me. Do you have any question? We have just 2-3 more minutes to answer your questions now. Ask me any question. This is your chance. So I can see here, and yeah, NK, I already replied these questions, I guess. Okay, but does it has to have any specific KNX parameters to support HCL? No, the only requirement is you need DT8 drivers, because they need to be able to be dimmable white. Okay, you need to be able to dim the white. And that's it. Okay, let me tell you something important. Some drivers in the market you can find, they are dim to warm. Maybe you heard about this. This is not the same. You cannot do this with KNX and DALI. You don't want the driver to be dim to warm. You want the driver to be tunable white. It's different. The difference is that the dim to warm is if you dim down, it goes warm white. If you dim up, it goes white, cold white, sorry. Okay, you don't want this. You want DT8, you want tunable white. Okay, it's different. Be careful with this. Okay, Jose, I'm very new to this. If I wanted to buy the program you use there, or the products do a project with HL, what can I do? Okay, so for this project I used, as I said in the webinar, as I said in the description of the video, I used the Siemens DALI KNX gateway. I used DALI DT8 drivers from Eldo LED and Eltec, and ETS. ETS, you can download it for free, or if you want the professional version, you can buy at knx.org. And if you want KNX products, you can go to knxsupply.com. Okay. Jose, great content. Thanks a lot. No, thank you, my friend. See you soon. Thanks a lot. Is HCL a strong trend in the US smart lighting market, especially in KNX and DALI installations? So, good question. Everybody knows HCL. Everybody knows Tunable White. It's the trend, is fancy, is nice, is whatever you want to call it. But not everybody knows how to do it like this way, professional way, automatic control, and being able the customer to lock it. Not everybody is able to do this, and I recommend you to do this, again, without spending extra money. Okay, same gateway, one home, just to monitor, that's all. So it's a trend in the US. Okay, we are actually getting a lot of inquiries about this Human Centric Lighting. It's especially, I would say, maybe Miami area or Florida. It's now we have a lot of biohackers here, a lot of how can I say, people that is really taking care of their bodies and of the well-being and so on. And this is getting a trend. This is getting very, very important. Yes. And yeah, in the US market, the lighting designers, they know about this, but today the webinar is about the control. So again, the control is very important. They know they have it, but they don't know how to control it. That's the point. That's why I consider this webinar very important, because many people, yes, I want that. Yeah, okay, yes, it's very nice. Of course I want that, but I don't know how to control it automatically. And you need to set the automatic control. Of course, this is not RGB. You change the color as you wish, depending on your mood, or depending on if you're having a party or you're having a dinner. It's not like this. This is different. So that is one home server is sending the command as per the scheduler or by the gateway. No, by the gateway. The one home I was using it only to monitor, because the one home has remote access to the installation, provides me remote access to the installation, and it provides me a small graph for me to see that it's working. That's all. That's why I was showing you one home. One home has nothing to do with HCL. Nothing at all to do. Yes, I can set automations in one home. Yes. But from the pure engineering point of view, that implies to add one more device in the installation to make a function to happen. So the less devices you involve to make a function, HCL, RGBs, or whatever function you want in the building, in the residence, the better. So keep this in mind. You always want to keep this simple as possible. So in this case, the scheduling is happening in DALI gateway. The DALI gateway allows me this function. So when you use a DALI gateway, go for one that allows you this function. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's all, right? Do you have any other question? Do you have any other inquiry? Something else you'd like to know? It's your time now. It's your time. All right, so I just need to say thank you very much for everybody that's been watching this technical webinar about HCL, KNX, and DALI. If you're interested about this content, it's time to follow me on LinkedIn or on YouTube, because I'm going to share more valuable content like this. I think it's very useful. Many people have been asking about me, about this functionality, HCL. And I also recommend you, for those of you that still don't get access to the KNX Pro Network, I recommend you to go. Okay, the KNX Pro Network, it's a network that we've been building for you, for system integrators, for professionals, where I show this and much more content about KNX, lighting control, DALI for the US and not for the US, and so on. It's valuable and technical content. It's not sales content. It's not nothing about that. Okay, it's pure. If you're a professional, if you want to become professional in lighting control, in KNX, in DALI, in Modbus, BACnet, this is what you want. Okay, so go to the KNX Pro Network, register there, and we'll give you access as soon as possible. Okay. What else I wanted to say? Yes, if you are interested in KNX products, you can go to KNX Supply. You have a bunch of products there for you. If you need some more that they are not there, just contact us. My team is very happy to help you with that. And last but not least, get trained, please. Get trained in KNX. We have KNX International has KNX professional courses, basic course, advanced course, and so on. So please go to them. You can find any KNX training center around you. Either you are in the US or in Dubai, in India, in Spain. You have many countries where you have KNX training centers. Get certified in KNX. Start learning KNX. Choose a good KNX tutor. Choose one that transmits you something that you want to get, that is in the position you want to be, and go for it. Get trained in KNX. That's my advice. It's very important. Get trained because you will know and you will be able to know the possibilities that you have with KNX in your professional career. Okay, it's not just to get the knowledge. It's not just to approve an exam and to be certified. It's not just about that. It's to know what KNX or DALI or the automation system can do for you and for your professional life. So I recommend you to get trained. So, all right, thank you, Install AV. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending today. So again, I'm very active in social media, especially in LinkedIn. So please follow me there because I share a lot of content about this. If you like this content, please press like, follow me on YouTube as well, and see you in the next webinar. Thank you very much for attending, and see you soon. Bye-bye.